world, and welcome back to Stuff We Do, where we do all the knife stuff you love. Knife reviews, knife tests, knife modifications, and outdoor stuff with knives. Okay, today I want to show you this wonderful thing. It says Ace, and it says Ace, and it says Ace Grand, Green Micarta. And it says Giant Mouse, and that's what it says. Then in the box we get nothing. Is that possible? No, I'm kidding. I've had this thing for a while now, and I've been carrying it pretty much every day. Okay, Giant Mouse knives. Go look at what they say. Congratulations on your purchase of a Giant Mouse knife. And then it tells you all the wonderful things. And it's made in Italy. Okay, and here is the bad boy. Now, when I got it, beginning of this year, beginning of January. If you look inside there, the micarta looked almost gray, but this stuff gets attitude very quickly. Under the pocket clip, you can still see a whiter spot, but your oils from your hands changes this wonderfully. Okay, this is a fantastic knife. Wonderful action, great lockup, and this thing is beautiful. Now, I cannot remember everything. All the specs will be in the description, but it was named after the Grand Hotel, where Enzo and Vox normally would have their little powwows and discuss knives. Now, this thing, if I can remember correctly, it's based on a GM5, I think. GM5? Whatever. That's the custom one of these. But anyway, so this thing is pretty much the same, but made more EDC friendly. Okay, on the blade over here we see Ace, Elmax. Ace is the production company for their what do you call it, custom stuff. As I said, made in Italy. We can see that from the beautiful crown spine. Beautiful wire pocket clip, which works like a dream. We've got this fat chunk of titanium here at the back for the backspacer. We've got a lanyard hole here at the top if you want to do that. The action on this thing is fantastic. It runs on bearings. And this knife is what I would call something between an EDC knife and the outdoors knife. You can use this for everything and everywhere. It looks nice and chunky. It feels great. It's got that little bit of jumping over there on the crown spine, which works great if you want to choke up. You can fold your finger around the top there, and then it makes you feel quite close. So you can do that if you want to, but I've not really felt the need for that. And then if you want to do cuts like this, then your finger rests on that little piece of jumping. So that small little piece of very well made jumping feels fantastic over there. Okay, it's got this almost harpoon shape going on over there, because we see that little bump over there, and then we have the drop point. This thing has got a lot of belly. It's not super thin behind the edge, but it's also not super thick. This knife is really, if you do compromises and you do them right, and something can do everything almost awesome, you would get this knife. Okay, so this thing is really fantastic for pretty much anything and anywhere. Okay, I love the micarta. I said that already, but I love the micarta. And the fact that it's nice and contoured makes this thing a joy to hold in your hand. This is really a fantastic knife. If you want to do hard work, this knife will never let you down. If you just want to open a package, you're going to be the coolest guy opening a package while using this. Okay, so I must say I had this thing for like a bit more than a month, and I truly love this knife. Let's give it a moment of silence while just looking. Beautiful stonewash on this thing. Everything about this knife is fantastic. Oh, if you can hear the rain on my roof, it is starting to rain softly. I plan on having a braai, see how that will go. Because I don't know, it feels like it's gonna be a storm in a second, so we will see. Anyway, so this is my almost grail knife, the Ace Grand. Now, the other Ace knives. Nothing wrong with them, but they all seem to be a little small. If you think Pilar and those things designed by the same guy, then it's normally small knives that work very well. Now this thing is actually a good size knife that works fantastic. Let's quickly check compared to a PM2. Don't let the perspective fool you. The blade might be a tad shorter, but the cutting edge will be exactly the same. And then the handle on the PM2 might be slightly longer, but not by much. Maybe 1/4 inch. Okay. Anyway, I just love the way this thing looks. It looks awesome. And if you take it out while camping or take it out while in a boardroom, maybe not in a boardroom, but wherever you take this thing out, it's a fantastic, fantastic knife. I love this thing. And the Elmax steel is also a fantastic compromise steel. It will work perfectly in all situations. There are steels that have certain things that's better than this, certain situations, but for something, for everyday use or for every situation you can think of yourself in, this will work fantastically. Okay, so I actually have no gripes with this knife, except maybe a small one. The access to the liner lock. It does have a bit beefier liner lock, but and it's very well gemmed and it's beautiful. But you have to shove your finger in there to get it open. Okay, so that might be my only small little issue with this. Just the liner and how you get to it. Anyway, this thing is extremely sharp, and it table, and it did get me a few times already, but I must say I love this knife. I think this is like the perfect EDC in all situations knife. If you're only going to carry one knife with you always, get this one. Okay, it is expensive, but it's worth it. You get premium materials all the way around, from the Elmax to the titanium, and that's a big chunk of titanium, with the fantastic micarta. This thing is marvelous. Okay, so I'm going to have a braai now. I will tack that on to the end. Stay safe, happy, and have a good one. Goodbye. It's raining like a monster, but the sun is still shining, and I want to braai. Okay, so I pulled my little braai under the roof because all my other braai areas are under trees and they are wet. And now we can braai. Today we're making hamburgers. So yeah, we're doing it like Americans. Okay, the rain is pretty much stopped now, and the fire is pretty close to getting the burgers on there. And I'm enjoying a few of these. First time I had this Castle Double Malt, pure malt lager. Okay, now apparently they use two types of malt, and it's creamier and more flavor and whatnot. It is quite delicious. And then I saw there, where's that? I saw there at the top. Can we see it? No, we can't. Anyway, this stuff, they started making Castle in 1895. Oh, there we can also see it. 1895, above the little castle. You cannot see it. Anyway, so for 136 years, Charles Glass and his friends, well, I suppose he's dead now, have been making delicious beer. And of course, we're doing hamburger patties, which means the only thing that this is going to do is actually cut open the package. Me and my little assistant is frying Krabby Patties. Maak 'n shop. Okay, he's doing a shop. Okay, first clip. And if all goes well, oh mother, that should also be the last flip. So I saved that one, and now it will be the moms. Okay, and there we have our delicious Krabby Patties. Have a wonderful Friday. Stay safe, happy, and have a good one. Goodbye.